Singapore and Malaysia sit right next to each other. Both offer incredible food, diverse cultures, and tropical weather. Yet most travelers pick Singapore without even considering Malaysia. But after comparing prices, lifestyle, and real experiences, the gap between these two countries shocked me more than I expected. One delivers luxury at a premium. The other gives you almost the same experience for half the cost. Let's break down what actually matters when you're deciding where to spend your time and money. First, let's talk about what hits your wallet the hardest. Accommodation. In Singapore, a basic hotel room in a decent area costs you around 150 to 200 Singapore dollars per night. That's roughly 115 to 150 US dollars. You're looking at small rooms, minimal space, and if you want anything near the city center, prepare to pay even more. Budget hostels start around 40 Singapore dollars, but you're sharing rooms and facilities with strangers. Airbnb options exist, but they're often far from major attractions and still expensive. Now flip to Malaysia. A comfortable hotel room in Kuala Lumpur costs between 80 to 150 Malaysian ringgit per night. That converts to about 18 to 34 US dollars. You get larger rooms, better amenities, and often a swimming pool and gym included. Budget hostels drop as low as 15 ringgit, and private rooms in guest houses hover around 50 to 80 ringgit. You're paying a fraction of Singapore's prices while getting comparable or better quality. Penang and Johor Bahru offer similar rates, and even tourist hotspots like Langkawi keep accommodation affordable. Food is where the difference becomes impossible to ignore. Singapore's hawker centers are famous, and yes, you can find cheap meals. A plate of chicken rice costs around 4 to 5 Singapore dollars. Laksa runs about $5 to $6. But venture into regular restaurants and prices jump fast. A decent meal at a mid-range restaurant easily hits 20 to 30 Singapore dollars per person. Western food, Japanese cuisine, or anything beyond local hawker fare pushes costs even higher. Coffee at a cafe averages 6 to 8 Singapore dollars. A bubble tea sets you back $5 to $7. Malaysia serves the same hawker culture. Nasi lemak costs 2 to 3 ringgit at local stalls. Char kway teow runs 6 to 8 ringgit. Roti canai with curry is 1.50 to 2 ringgit. Restaurant meals at mid-range spots cost 15 to 25 ringgit per person, which translates to 3 to 6 US dollars. Coffee at local kopitiams is 2 to 3 ringgit. Even trendy cafes charge only 10 to 15 ringgit for specialty drinks. The food quality matches Singapore's standards, sometimes even exceeds it, yet you're paying 3 to 4 times less. Transportation reveals another massive gap. Singapore's MRT system is efficient, clean, and well-connected. A single trip costs 1.50 to 2.50 Singapore dollars depending on distance. Daily travel adds up quickly if you're hopping between attractions. Taxis start at 390 Singapore dollars, and a typical ride across town runs $15 to $25. Grab rides cost slightly less, but surge pricing kicks in during peak hours. Renting a car is impractical because of high costs and limited parking. Malaysia offers multiple options at lower prices. Kuala Lumpur's LRT and MRT charge 1 to 3 ringgit per trip. That's 20 to 70 US cents. Buses cost even less, often under 2 ringgit. Grab rides within the city range from 10 to 20 ringgit for most trips. Taxis are affordable if you negotiate or use the meter. Plus, Malaysia is car-friendly. Renting a vehicle costs 80 to 150 ringgit per day, and fuel prices sit at around 2.05 ringgit per liter. You can explore the entire country by road, something Singapore's small size doesn't allow. Now let's examine what you actually get to see and do. Singapore packs impressive attractions into a tiny space. Marina Bay Sands, Gardens by the Bay, Sentosa Island, Universal Studios, the Singapore Zoo. Everything looks polished and Instagram ready. But entry fees stack up fast. Gardens by the Bay's Cloud Forest and Flower Dome cost 28 Singapore dollars together. Universal Studios charges 81 Singapore dollars for a single-day pass. The zoo runs 39 Singapore dollars for adults. Add up a week of sightseeing and you're spending hundreds on tickets alone. Malaysia spreads its attractions across a much larger area, giving you more variety. Kuala Lumpur has the Petronas Twin Towers, Batu Caves, colorful street art, and vibrant night markets. Penang offers Georgetown's UNESCO heritage sites, street food heaven, and stunning beaches. Malacca showcases Portuguese and Dutch colonial history. Langkawi delivers tropical island vibes with duty-free shopping. Cameron Highlands provides cool mountain air and tea plantations. Entry fees stay minimal. Batu Caves is free. Petronas Towers, observation deck costs 85 ringgit. Most temples, markets, and heritage sites charge nothing or just a small donation. Entertainment and nightlife show similar patterns. Singapore's nightlife centers around Clarke Quay, Marina Bay, and rooftop bars. Drinks are expensive. A beer at a bar costs 12 to 15 Singapore dollars. Cocktails start at $18 to $25. Club entry fees range from $20 to $40, depending on the venue and night. Live music venues charge cover fees, and even casual drinks with friends become a significant expense. Malaysia's nightlife thrives in Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Johor Bahru. Drinks cost far less. A beer at a regular bar runs 12 to 18 ringgit. Cocktails range from 25 to 40 ringgit at trendy spots. Many clubs offer free entry or charge only 20 to 30 ringgit. Live music venues and jazz bars keep prices reasonable. You can enjoy a full night out for what you'd spend on 2 drinks in Singapore. Shopping reveals another interesting contrast. Singapore is a shopping paradise if you have money to burn. Orchard Road houses luxury brands, massive malls, and high-end boutiques. Electronics, fashion, and cosmetics are available everywhere, but prices rarely beat online deals. Sales happen during great Singapore sale periods, but discounts aren't dramatic. Budget shopping exists at places like Bugis Street, but options remain limited compared to Malaysia. Malaysia turns shopping into a genuine bargain hunt. Kuala Lumpur's malls like Pavilion, Suria KLCC, and Mid-Valley offer international brands at lower prices than Singapore. Local markets sell clothes, accessories, and souvenirs at negotiable prices. Penang's night markets and street stalls give you unique finds. Johor Bahru attracts Singaporeans specifically for cheaper shopping. Electronics, especially during mega sales, cost significantly less. You can buy the same items available in Singapore while saving 20 to 40%. Healthcare quality matters when traveling, especially for longer stays. Singapore's healthcare system ranks among the world's best. Hospitals are modern, doctors are highly trained, and treatment quality is exceptional. But costs are steep. A basic doctor consultation runs 50 to 80 Singapore dollars. Specialist visits cost $100 to $150. Emergency room visits start at $150. Even with insurance, out-of-pocket expenses add up quickly. Dental work, minor surgeries, and prescription medications all carry premium price tags. Malaysia offers excellent private health care at a fraction of Singapore's cost. Major hospitals in Kuala Lumpur like Gleneagles, Sunway Medical, and Prince Court meet international standards. Doctor consultations cost 80 to 150 ringgit. Specialist visits range from 150 to 250 ringgit. Many medical tourists from Singapore, Australia, and the Middle East travel to Malaysia specifically for affordable treatments. Dental procedures cost 50 to 70% less than Singapore. Prescription medications are widely available and reasonably priced. Language and communication play a role in daily convenience. Singapore operates primarily in English. Signs, menus, and conversations happen in English everywhere. This makes navigation effortless for English speakers. Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil are also widely spoken, but English dominates public spaces. Malaysia is multilingual but less English-centric outside major cities. Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Johor Bahru have strong English usage. Locals switch between Malay, English, Mandarin, and Tamil depending on context. Rural areas rely more heavily on Malay. However, younger Malaysians speak decent English, and tourist areas accommodate English speakers well. Basic Malay phrases help, but you won't struggle significantly. Safety and cleanliness create different experiences. Singapore is famous for strict laws and spotless streets. Littering, chewing gum, and jaywalking carry fines. Crime rates are extremely low. You can walk alone at night almost anywhere without worry. Public spaces are immaculate, and infrastructure is maintained rigorously. Malaysia maintains good safety in urban areas. Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and Johor Bahru are generally safe for tourists. Petty theft like pickpocketing happens in crowded areas, so staying alert helps. Streets aren't as spotless as Singapore, but they're clean enough. Traffic can be chaotic, and driving standards vary, but serious crime against tourists remains rare. Common sense precautions keep you safe. Climate differences are minimal but worth noting. Singapore experiences consistent heat and humidity year-round. Temperatures hover around 28 to 32 degrees Celsius. Rain comes frequently, but in short bursts. You're always in tropical weather with no seasonal variation. Malaysia offers similar tropical heat in most regions. Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and coastal areas match Singapore's climate. But Malaysia's size gives you options. Cameron Highlands and Genting Highlands provide cooler mountain weather, offering a break from the heat. East Malaysia, including Sabah and Sarawak, delivers rainforest and beach experiences with slightly different weather patterns. Visa requirements affect how long you can stay. Singapore grants visa-free entry to many nationalities for 30 to 90 days depending on your passport. Extensions are difficult, and overstaying carries strict penalties. The country doesn't encourage long-term stays unless you're working or studying with proper permits. Malaysia also offers visa-free entry to most nationalities for 30 to 90 days. Extensions are easier to obtain at immigration offices. Long-term stays are more accessible through Malaysia, My Second Home program, which attracts retirees and digital nomads. The requirements are less stringent than Singapore's permanent residency or long-term visa options. Internet and connectivity matter for digital nomads and remote workers. Singapore boasts some of the fastest internet speeds globally. Free Wi-Fi is available in malls, cafes, and public transport. Mobile data plans are reliable but expensive. A decent monthly plan with sufficient data costs 30 to 50 Singapore dollars. Malaysia's internet infrastructure has improved dramatically. Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and major cities offer fast and stable connections. Co-working spaces and cafes provide strong Wi-Fi. Mobile data plans are cheap. You can get unlimited data plans for 60 to 80 ringgit per month. Coverage extends well beyond urban areas, making Malaysia friendly for remote work. Cultural experiences differ in subtle ways. Singapore is modern, efficient, and somewhat sterile. Everything functions smoothly, but the city-state lacks the raw, unpolished charm found in many Asian destinations. Cultural diversity exists, but it's packaged neatly for tourism. Chinatown, Little India, and Arab Street feel curated rather than organic. Malaysia retains a more authentic cultural atmosphere. Georgetown's streets overflow with heritage buildings, temples, and street art that evolved naturally over centuries. Malacca's history breathes through its architecture and local customs. Night markets buzz with local life rather than tourist performances. You experience Malaysia's cultures as they exist for locals, not as attractions designed for visitors. Work opportunities and business environments create different possibilities. Singapore is a global business hub. Finance, tech, and logistics industries thrive. Salaries are high, but so is competition. The work culture is intense, and work-life balance suffers. Starting a business is straightforward but expensive. Office space, incorporation fees, and operational costs strain budgets. Malaysia offers growing opportunities in tech, manufacturing, and services. Salaries are lower than Singapore, but cost of living balances it out. Work culture varies by company, but it's generally less demanding than Singapore's. Starting a business costs less. Kuala Lumpur's startup scene is expanding, and government incentives support entrepreneurs. Office space is affordable, and hiring talent costs significantly less. Expat communities shape social experiences. Singapore has a massive expat population. Meeting other foreigners is easy. Social groups, networking events, and expat-focused activities happen constantly. However, integration with locals can be challenging. Many Singaporeans keep social circles tight, and the transient nature of expat life creates shallow connections. Malaysia's expat community is smaller but tight-knit. Penang and Kuala Lumpur host active expat groups. Locals are generally warm and welcoming, making integration easier. Social events happen regularly, and forming genuine friendships with both expats and Malaysians is common. Environmental sustainability practices differ between the two. Singapore invests heavily in green initiatives. Vertical gardens, solar panels, and water recycling systems are prominent. The government enforces strict environmental regulations. However, consumerism runs high, and waste generation per capita is significant despite recycling efforts. Malaysia lags behind in large-scale environmental programs. Recycling infrastructure exists but isn't as widespread. Plastic usage remains high, and waste management varies by region. However, grassroots movements and eco-conscious businesses are growing. National parks and marine conservation areas protect biodiversity, and ecotourism is gaining traction. Public services and bureaucracy create different administrative experiences. Singapore's government services are digitized, efficient, and user-friendly. Applying for permits, paying bills, or accessing public records happens online smoothly. Wait times are minimal, and processes are transparent. Malaysia's bureaucracy can be slower and more complex. Government offices require physical visits for many processes. Paperwork can be tedious, and wait times vary. However, recent digitization efforts have improved efficiency. Services like online tax filing and digital payments are becoming standard. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Singapore is undeniably more polished. Infrastructure is flawless. Public transport runs on time. Streets are spotless. Everything works exactly as it should. You pay for perfection, convenience, and peace of mind. If money isn't a concern and you value maximum efficiency, Singapore delivers. Malaysia trades some of that polish for authenticity and affordability. Infrastructure is good, but not perfect. Public transport has gaps. Streets have character, but aren't pristine. Things work, but with occasional hiccups. Yet you save enormous amounts of money while experiencing richer cultural diversity and greater flexibility. The real question isn't which country is better. It's what matters more to you. Do you value seamless efficiency and are willing to pay premium prices? Singapore wins. Do you want authentic experiences, diverse landscapes, and significantly lower costs? Malaysia takes the lead. For budget travelers, digital nomads, retirees, and anyone seeking value, Malaysia offers far more for far less. For short-term visitors prioritizing convenience and willing to spend, Singapore's compact efficiency has appeal. But for extended stays, daily living, and overall lifestyle, Malaysia delivers comparable quality at a fraction of the cost. Both countries have strengths. Singapore excels at organization and modernity. Malaysia excels at affordability and cultural richness. Your choice depends entirely on priorities and budget. The numbers don't lie. Accommodation, food, transportation, entertainment, healthcare, and shopping all cost significantly less in Malaysia. You're not sacrificing quality. You're getting similar or better experiences while keeping more money in your pocket. If you're planning a trip to Southeast Asia, don't automatically default to Singapore just because it's famous. Explore what Malaysia offers. Spend time in Kuala Lumpur's vibrant streets, relax on Langkawi's beaches, wander through Penang's heritage sites, and taste the incredible variety of Malaysian cuisine. You'll discover a country that matches Singapore's appeal in many ways while giving your wallet a much-needed break. The comparison isn't even close when you factor in value. Malaysia wins for anyone who wants quality experiences without the premium price tag. Singapore remains impressive, but unless you're chasing perfection and have unlimited funds, Malaysia offers more bang for your buck in almost every category that matters. So next time someone tells you Singapore is the only Southeast Asian destination worth visiting, smile and book your ticket to Malaysia instead. You'll eat better food, stay in nicer accommodations, explore more diverse landscapes, and still have money left over for your next adventure. That's not just a better deal. That's a smarter way to travel.